it, shake it, shake it like you want my birthday. 언제 나가가 사랑을 말해 주저하지 마 Baby be my, be my, be my love Baby bang, baby bang 이상하게 생각해도 어쩔 수 없어 했으니까 You might want shake it, shake it 놓치기 싫어 You might want shake it, shake it 다음처럼 안 기다려
So I kept Jihyo's main vocalist position because she's an amazing vocalist. She's the best in Twice. She can hit a lot of high notes. I think a lot of people would agree with me. She very much deserves main vocalist. She's also a great leader, even though she's not the oldest. She's a really good leader. She cares for her members. I think she should keep that position. Now, the only thing I changed is that I added main dancer. And a lot of people might not agree with this, but I really think that Jihyo should be a main dancer. I still kept Momo's main dancer position, so now Twice has two main dancers, Jihyo and Momo. I just feel like Momo's definitely technically better dancing, but Jihyo is a lot stronger and more powerful, which to me, in my opinion, when I see her dance, it looks a little bit better than Momo's and definitely better than the rest of Twice. Honestly, the fact that she's not even in the dance line is a crime, because in my opinion, she deserves main dancer. So let's move on to the next member. The position that I kept for Nayeon is lead dancer, because at first, I don't know, when I first got into Twice, I thought she didn't really deserve lead dancer, because there were better dancers, but honestly, she kind of proved herself after Feel Special and more, and she got so much better. She definitely deserves her lead dancer position. I did change her from a lead vocalist to a main vocalist, because first of all, I'm usually not too keen of having two main anything in a group, but Twice is such a big group, so it kind of makes sense to have two main vocalists. Nayeon is amazing at singing. She can hit so many high notes, like in More and More or in many of their B-sides, and she's not as good as Jihyo, but she's definitely deserving of main vocalist. And Jungyeon isn't main vocalist, I'm sorry, because you can't really have three, but I just like Nayeon's voice a little bit more than Jungyeon's. In most of Twice's title tracks, Nayeon sings the same parts as Jihyo, if not even more parts than Jihyo. She has more lines than Jihyo, so JYP already treats her as a main vocalist. Why not just give her that position? I also made her sub-rapper because I heard her rap in the Likey Part Switch thing, and she's actually pretty good. I think if she had tiny rap line, verses here and there, it would be cool. Also, I made her face of the group because she kind of just represents what Twice is all about, and she's also very popular, so she would be a good face of the group for Twice. Now let's move on to the next member. I think Jungyeon is the only member whose positions I didn't switch, because she doesn't really need a rap or dance position. She's good at singing and she should stick to it. She's not a main vocalist because I like Jihyo and Nayeon's vocals better, but she's great at being lead vocalist and she definitely deserves more lines. Now let's move on to the next member. Before I get on with the positions, I just wanted to say that Momo is my bias in Twice, so these positions might be a bit biased towards her. I tried to be the least amount of biased as possible, but I might have been biased without knowing, so yeah, let's just get on with her positions. Okay, so I kept Momo's main dancer position because, as I said earlier, she and Jihyo would be the main dancers of Twice if I got to choose the positions. she and Jihyo are basically the same level. She's sometimes better than Jihyo sometimes better than her. It really depends on the day or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm obviously not a dance expert, but she definitely deserves main dancer. I changed her sub-rapper position to a lead rapper position because honestly, she is being so like snubbed by JYP by not giving her any rap parts in the title tracks. She should be like rapping almost every time. Like, she's so good at rapping. She's probably not better than Dahyun, but she's definitely third in Twice at rapping, and I like her rapping almost more than her singing, but I think I still like her singing more because even though I kept her sub-vocalist position, she is definitely a very underrated vocalist. She gets way too much hate for her vocals, in my opinion. She has very good vocals just compared to the other members in Twice. She is not as good, which is why I kept the sub-vocalist position. But I just really like her vocal tone. It's very unique and something I've literally never heard in K-pop, like the way that she sings. It might not fit their songs, but I love her voice. And I also added a center position for her because even though I understand it's hard to put her at center because Twice's songs are very vocal heavy and she's not a main vocalist, so she can't really sing the chorus and be in the center. But what I mean by center position is when the chorus is kind of a beat drop or there's no vocals, I think she should be in the center because her stage presence is my favorite out of all of the members in Twice. So let's move on to the next members. Okay, so Sana's position in Twice is probably the most inaccurate official position I have ever seen. Like, sub-vocalist, seriously, that's it? Like, I don't know what JYP was thinking. She definitely deserves more than just sub-vocalist. First of all, I gave her lead dancer because, in my opinion, Sana is an amazing dancer. I don't know why JYP took her out of the dance line. She definitely deserves lead dancer, and she is one of the best in Twice. She has so much stage presence and just like her technique and just sharpness while she's dancing is just amazing on stage. Also, I moved her from a sub-vocalist to vocalist because her vocals are very good. They're definitely not the best in Twice, but they're not that bad either. She's kind of just like average, I guess. So she definitely deserves a vocalist position. She also sings a lot, so just being sub-vocalist just doesn't make sense when she gets so many lines, usually. I also added a sub-rapper because the same as Nayeon, I saw some clips of her rapping. I wouldn't give her a title track rap verses, but like maybe in some B-sides, some small verses, just like Nayeon. Also, I gave her a visual position. Wow, I don't even have to explain this. Sana is just so beautiful. I mean, look at the fan cam on the screen right now. Like, I don't know. In my positions, there are two visuals in Twice because I still kept Chewy's visual position. Do not worry. I can't really choose who is more suited for visual, Sana or Chewy. So they're both just so beautiful. So I also gave her a visual position. Now, let's move on to the next member. Okay, so I know a lot of people will probably be pretty mad about this, but I changed Mina's main dancer position to a lead dancer position because honestly, before I even like really looked into Twice, when I first saw Twice, like when I first learned about them, I guess, before I knew more about them, I thought that Mina completely didn't deserve her main dancer position. I really thought that she shouldn't even be in the dance line at all. But then I clearly came to my senses and I realized she should at least be a lead dancer. But the reason I don't really think she should be a main dancer is because even though I have seen many ballet clips, like the one on the screen, she is an amazing ballet dancer, but that's not what we're ranking here right now. Based on positions, we're doing it for a K-pop group, and for K-pop dancing, she's just not the best suited for it. Like, amazing ballet technique it's not as useful when she dances more hip-hop and strong dances, but she's still one of the, I would say, better dancers in Twice, definitely above average in Twice, so that's why I kept her lead dancer, added her lead dancer position. And then also I made her from a sub vocalist to a lead vocalist, because her vocals are just so soothing and amazing, and I really wish JYP would let her like use them more in the songs. She definitely deserves a lead vocalist position. So let's move on to the next member. Okay, so I kept Dahyun's lead rapper position because she is the second best rapper in Twice in my opinion, and she definitely deserves the position she has. Her raps in Twice are iconic and really adds something different to every Twice song. So she stays as a lead rapper in my opinion. I took away her sub-vocalist position, not because I don't like her vocals, just because I feel like out of all the members of Twice, she definitely falls last in vocals, in my opinion. Like, everyone's a little bit better, and I didn't want a bunch of vocal positions, because even though her voice is amazing, we can't have so many vocal positions in one group. So I took away her vocal position, but then I also added a dancer position, which I don't even know if that is a thing, but I just wanted to acknowledge how underrated, I guess, her dancing is. Like, she's a pretty good dancer in my opinion, even better than Chewy, who's a lead dancer, so she definitely deserves a dancer position. Now let's move on to the next member. Okay, so I kept Chaeyoung's main rapper position because, obvious reason, she definitely deserves it. I wish JYP would give her more complex raps to show her abilities more, I guess, like faster raps, more rap style raps, if that makes sense, but it's okay. Also, I changed her sub-vocalist position to a vocalist position because she is actually very good at singing and deserves a vocalist position, and JYP has actually been giving her many singing verses lately, so that's great. Let's move on to the next member. Okay, so I kept Chewy's sub-vocalist position because she's a decent vocalist, not the best, but she's also really good. I did take away her lead dancer position because sometimes on stage, I don't know if this is tall or a lack of technique, but she tends to kind of overdance, and I don't know, it just looks awkward. And I just took away the lead dancer position because there's better dancers in Twice. I definitely kept her visual position, in obvious reasons. And I also added a rapper position because for me, she's the fourth best rapper in Twice. So if she had some rap verses, even maybe in some title tracks, that would be really cool.
More.